All right, so we're back. Today is Easter Sunday. Me and Easton came back after we left y'all last week, and we decided a couple of them were so strong after reviewing the video footage that we decided to make some splits to weaken the footage. And as you see, we shook in a lot of bees, but some of them went back home, but they're already raising. Can you zoom in on that, Robin? Their own little queen cells. I don't want to keep them out of the hive too long because they're not closed yet at the bottom. Did you get it, Robin? Right here at the bottom and right over here. I don't want them to get chilled. So we're going to close this back up. We saw what we wanted to see, and our whole intention of trying to raise and split another colony is because I have a couple hives here that are older queens, and I've really been debating with swapping her out because my concern is I don't know that she'll make it through another winter. And if I go queenless during the winter, that's not a good thing, because then you don't have drones to help
breed,
make another queen. Exactly. So what our intentions are is to get her going, make sure we got a good healthy queen, good laying pattern, then we'll squish the old queen, let them be queenless for a little bit. Make sure that we tear down any queen cells that they build in these two hives, and then we'll do a newspaper combine after they've been queenless for a couple weeks. This colony right here is one that was an old queen. We pinched her, gave her some fresh eggs and some brood. They made a queen cell. We found the queen cell open. Hope she went on her maiden flight and came back. Could be still maybe a week early. Sometimes it can take 2 to 3 weeks. We're at week 2. So we're gonna look real quick, take a peek, see if we're seeing any fresh laid eggs or a queen. Is that not right, Easton?
Yes, sir. It is right.
So I see plenty of bees in here, Easton.
Yes, sir.
I see a hive beetle right there. One hive beetle. We'll give them some more mints.
I'm going to get them right now.
They have really got this thing purplized like crazy. Almost can't break it free. I'm trying to do it without jolting bees around. All right, they're bringing in nectar, they're bringing in pollen. They're doing that job well. We're gonna slide this frame all the way to the outside. I hope that we're fixing to see some fresh eggs, Easton. I really hope so. Putting some honey.
Well, that's good.
And they're putting it around the outside. There's a queen. Look, Easton. There's our brand new queen.
Ooh.
So we have a queen right hive. Let me find her again. There she is at the bottom corner. She's above that hole. You see her?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is a brand new this year queen. So we're gonna put this thing back together, Easton. Let's see it while we're in here. Since we know we got her, let's see if we can find any eggs. See these bees coming out at us, Easton?
Yes, sir.
That's because they're not happy. They've been locked in here because it rained yesterday.
And they don't like it.
They don't like not being able to get outside. Me either. Can you blame them?
No, sir.
All right, we got a queen cup right here, which could have been one that we overlooked. It's dry. We're gonna tear that down just so we can keep up with, is it old, is it new? So I'm still not seeing eggs, but we did see a queen, so maybe she just hasn't started laying just yet. Definitely something for us to keep our eyes on, for sure. Woo! Packing the honey in here. Right dead in the middle of this frame. So I think they're committed to that being a honey frame, as well as that one. All right, so here's what we'll do. Let's check and see what we got here. This one, a little bit of honey. So we're gonna help even this up some. Put honey here.
Does it matter where the frames go, Daddy?
Well, you generally try to put them back in the same orientation. However, these bees, we just moved them around, so we disoriented them. Ideally, you want your honey frames kind of on the outside so the queen can have a brood nest towards the middle of her colony, so the brood can take advantage of the warmth. But they'll take and put a little bit of honey around the top of the brood. You remember that little rainbow pattern we saw of honey, how the brood was around?
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we can find one in a little bit. That's what you want to see. So go ahead with some peppermints in there. This colony, let's see here what we got. It's not looking good, Easton.
No,
Looks like
sir.
they left us. We're gonna have to check our swarm traps.
So what?
We're going to have to check our swarm traps.
We are.
Yeah, they have left this hive, so we've lost one. See the ants in it?
Yes, sir.
We'll take this and put it in the freezer.
So that the ants will all die.
No, so any pest that's in there, hive beetles, whatever, they die.
Yes, sir.
Then we can give those back.
And
So,
if they're in either one of our swarm traps, they'll just come their butts back over here.
let's see what we got here. Woo! Man. Doing really well here, Easton.
Yes, sir.
Watch your toes.
Me toes.
Give them a little smoke. So they're already up into their double deep. I think this is where that other split returned back to home, Easton.
Yes, sir.
Because this is one of the hives we pulled a split off of. Yep, they're full. Well, it was a good idea, at least, Easton.
Yes, sir. At least it was.
We might have to move them a little bit further, but we'll wait until it's a prettier day. Today what we'll do is look at all that just brand new white wax in there, Easton.
Yes, sir.
Look down inside the top there. Don't step on that bee box. Come around here on this side. You see it?
I do. I can see that they need some peppermint, so I'll go and get some.
Nope. We're putting a honey super on them. Remember? We don't want peppermint to end up in our honey.
Oh.
You want to try some peppermint honey?
No. I hate peppermints, by the way.
I know that. All right, so go look in the back of the truck and get us one of those honey supers. And we'll just start giving them some rain.
Come here.
They still got some work to do in this deep, but they appear to be on a mission. All right, so we'll give them this right. All right, so Easton asked a question the other day and wanted to know what the difference was between the different types of medicine that we were talking about, and it was oxalic acid and formic acid. And both are naturally found in the environment. Do you remember, Easton?
Yes, sir.
So oxalic acid is found, get that smoker and keep it going, in green leafy plants and vegetables and some fruits. So it's naturally occurring in the environment. Formic probe also is found naturally in the environment. In most ant species of North America, in the bee sting is formic acid. And I'm told that some wild turkeys and chickens will roll in an ant bed just to get stung to help with mite control. The difference between the two of them is formic acid will penetrate the cell of the capped brood and help medicate for mites inside of a capped cell. However, with formic acid, although it penetrates the cell, you can't use it when the temperatures get really, really high. And here we are in South Alabama. So you got to really watch when you use that for your mite. There's a little queen cup right there for your mite control. Another queen cup, empty.
Darn it, I forgot I can't spit.
Good thing Mama can edit. Alright, so what I'm doing now, Formic Pro sometimes will make bees mad. And that could be why we had that one colony abscond. But that's a chance you take. Oxalic acid is less invasive, not as temperature sensitive. But it doesn't penetrate the cells, so you can't decrease the mite load of the bees that are developing inside the capped brood. But what you can do is do several treatments of it until you go through a brood cycle and get all the larvae that are uncapped and get the brood when they emerge that are under caps now. So since we already had one leave us, we want to make sure that the rest are doing well. And this queen has brood for days. Very little fresh brood though. I do see some, but it's not a lot, and I think that's also because of that Formic Pro. I do use both Formic Pro, oxalic acid, and I've also used Apivar, and I try to switch it up because I don't want the mites to become resistant to any one particular kind of medicine that we utilize. So to me, it's good practice to switch it up some. Bringing me to mite resistance. So I've been doing a lot of studying, and I've become pretty interested in VSH bees and their resistance towards Varroa, which is the biggest threat to honeybees in North America. Also, one of the biggest expenses to honeybee keepers to try to manage, because we're always having to do treatments and we're always having to buy medicines to put on these hives. So I've come across the gentleman, very interesting. I've watched his YouTubes. I've followed him for about a year now. We've emailed back and forth. Just very fascinated with his studies. Is Corey Stevens. He owns Corey Stevens Bee Company. And he has done a lot of research with honeybees and different genetics and identify different genes that exhibit hygienic behavior against Varroa mites. He has said in one of his videos he has been treatment free from Varroa for 10 years. And he's developed bees that he has been crossing that have shown increasing resistance to Varroa. We've ordered a couple VSH queens that we want to try, and we're going to include them in this series later on. He has currently started working for this year on his queen grafting. I've watched some of his YouTubes on queen grafting. I'm telling y'all need to check him out. I've been pretty impressed. He also has a degree in anthropology and has started doing, I've always heard it called AI, artificial insemination. I grew up in the cow world and doing cattle farming. Hang on, Easton. Put it on the other hive. They're already putting honey in there. But he refers to it as instrumental insemination because he's having to use a lot of specialized instruments to isolate sperm and semen from the drone honeybees and extract it and collect it, and then of course
I'm going to throw this one
to put it in to the queen bee. All right, so this box is packed. They're completely drawn out. Every single frame down here. We need to go through it and make sure we don't have any queen cells, Easton.
Yes.
So anyhow, y'all will get to see us doing a split. We're gonna do it about 9 days before Corey does our queens, and he said that he will give me a heads up, let me know so I can go ahead and have my splits done, because what I want to do is before I put the queens in, before they even arrive, I want to go in and tear down any queen cells that they have built a week after I do the split. And then again, before I put in these queens, so that that hive will be hopelessly queenless with no eggs young enough to even make a queen cell out of. So the receptance of my queen that I'm getting from him should be a lot more welcomed by these bees. And then we get to start seeing how these bees will work and help our gene pool, because just as we've done here today with these splits, that virgin queen has to now go get mated. And if she's mating VSH drones, that is really stepping up the genetics of our colonies. What you think, Easton?
That is very good.
Is it? There's some bees on this frame?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm seeing pretty much consistent across here, just queen cups. They're empty. Very little fresh laid eggs and fresh laid brood, which is very common with this Formic Pro. Well, my name's Jerry.
My name's Easton.
And there is no honey
Like local honey.
So if you like what you saw,
Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell.
and y'all follow us,
Y'all follow us, please.
thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all next week.
See y'all next week. Bye.